All right, I want to talk about section 1.10 now, expression evaluation with powers and grouping symbols. This section is very similar to the section that we just did. It's just slightly more complicated. So again, we're going to be evaluating expressions but this time we're going to have parentheses and exponents. Okay, quickly before we start, let's make our acronym so that we can go check our order and make sure that we do things in the correct space. We had Pemdas, P-E-M-D-A-S, parentheses, exponents, multiply, / divide. I thought this would be cooler without the first letters, but it looks kind of confusing, sorry. Addition. There we go. It's a little better. Okay, so I need to remember this as I'm going through my order. So let's take a look at an example expression, and we'll see how this goes. Now, I will count this as the first example, so if you feel like you get it after this, you won't have to go on. But I will do, a couple more, if you would like to see them. So let's look at example 1. Two x squared minus parentheses x plus 7. X equals 4. All right. So in this case, the very first thing that I'll do always is I need to substitute in for the variable that I know the value of this time. So I'm going to write that out like this. 4 squared minus x. X is now 4 plus 7. And I like to put a little parentheses around my 4. It doesn't really matter, and sometimes it can be confusing, but I still like to do it just so that I can remember what I've substituted in and what I haven't. Go ahead. Now, you can see that I did make a mistake here. It's part of why we're supposed to use pencil when we're doing math, but no worries about it. It'll be okay. Continuing on, I need to go through my order to see what I do first. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is I need to check my parentheses. Okay, so I do have a parentheses here, but inside I don't have any operations. So I can go ahead and just get rid of that set of parentheses, so I won't need to be using it in the future. So I can just write 2 times 4 squared. I'm not going to do any of the operations just yet because I haven't needed to do them. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. Now I have 4 plus 7. Inside, I'm going to get rid of my parentheses. Now that I have it simplified a bit, I've gotten rid of some of those sets of parentheses. I need to go and re-look at what happens next. So again, I'm going to see I have parentheses first on this list. So let's do what's inside of the parentheses before we do anything else. I'll rewrite again. I have 2 times 4 to the second power minus 4 plus 7. 4 plus 7 is 11. Okay, I did that first because that was my parentheses. Next. Okay, so parentheses. Do I have any more parentheses? No, I'm out of parentheses, so I'm good to go. Next, exponents. Okay, I do have an exponent, so I need to do that next. 4 squared. 4 squared, remembered, is not 4 times 2, because if I wanted 4 times 2, I would just write 4 times 2. 4 squared is 4 times 4, because we're going to multiply the base by itself that many times. We just learned that 3 sections ago. So, 2 times 4 times 4, 4 squared is 16 minus 11. Okay, now let's check. No more parentheses? Good. No more exponents? Good. Next, multiply and divide left to right. Oh, I should have written that up there. Left to right. Left to right. Even though we've established that it doesn't really matter, it's a good way to have a rule for something. 2 times 16, I know that. That is 32 minus 11. Okay, I'm all out of multiplication, division, exponents, parentheses. Finally, I can do my addition, subtraction. 32 minus 11 is 21. And that's what I get when I evaluate this expression. Feel like you get it? Go ahead and go on. I'll probably do a couple of more. Example 2. Let's see. Let me find one that I like. Okay, I like this. We're going to do 6x squared minus 2x plus, parentheses, x plus 3. In this case, x is equal to 4. All right. I'm going to go through, and I should know my order by now, but I will write it up here just in case. P-E-M-D-A-S. Okay. First, I'm going to substitute in before I do anything. Let's rewrite with the substitution. 4 squared minus 2 times 4 plus, parentheses, 4 plus 3. Okay. Now, I'm going to get rid of all my inner parentheses because I know that I'm not going to do any operations there, but I do like to see that I substituted in. 6 times 4 squared minus 2 times 4 plus, parentheses, 4 plus 3. And I notice how I've added in those operations that I know that I'm going to need to do, but I haven't done them yet, so I can do them at the right time. Okay, now let's go next. Parentheses. Okay, I'm going to do this first, which I'm going to bring everything else down again because that's what I like to do, and it's really good practice. 6 times 4 squared minus 2 times 4 plus 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay, next. I'm out of parentheses. My next thing I need to do is my exponent. So I'm going to do this next. I have the same thing as I did last time. 4 squared. 4 squared equals 4 times 4. And that equals, 16. 6 times 16 minus 2 times 4 plus 7. And I'm sloppy, so I usually skip a line. You definitely don't have to do that. But I like to make it big, and I like to be right. Okay, out of parentheses. I'm out of exponents. And I'm going to start my multiplication, and I'm going to start from the left and go to the right. 6 times 16. I do not know that one in my head. It's probably the same as 12 times 8, but I don't know that either. So let me go grab my calculator. 6 times 16 is 96. 96 minus 2 times 4. I do know that one. That's 8 plus 7. All right. 96 minus 8 is, what, 88? 88 plus 7 is 95. There I go. I've evaluated. Okay, that should be enough. If you want to see more examples, you can go ahead and look in the chapter. Aside from that, go ahead and good luck.